Emerson's crew had all the tires changed in 6.8 seconds. That's what the mark they'll strive for during his stop.
Alonso Jr. and John Andretti running side by side as they've made their move past Raul Boisel, and they touch. The two of them get together. They touched a little bit earlier, and then they touch completely. Alonso Jr. slides to a stop down in the first turn. The yellow flag comes out, and in a perfect time for the stop for the leaders.
Well, Alonso Jr. did not realize that John was outside him, and Al Jr. moved up to the outside to the wall. John was already there, nowhere to go, and basically Al Jr. squeezed John into the wall, and Al Jr., although I don't think there's much damage, the engine's obviously stalled, and that's why the record truck had to go out.
Well, he got on the brakes. There's the start of it.
Oh, in regular speed, you can just see how violent even that small impact can be.
Back at Tamiami, we've had an altercation in the corner. Your leader, Mario Andretti, has spun just as Al Unser Jr. was trying to get around him for the lead.
That's just what little Al was trying to do. He's putting pressure all the time on a veteran like Mario, and it paid off. But usually you don't see that happen.
Little Al hammering and hammering and hammering, lap after lap, corner after corner. Mario Andretti spins the car out and gives the lead to Al Unser Jr. Shades of Emerson Fittipaldi and Al Unser Jr. at the Marlboro Meadowlands race, where they went after each other, with Fittipaldi crashing into the retaining barrier.
Well, I'll tell
you have no room to rest, no respite at all. Let's take a look at it, Kevin, just exactly what occurred as they went down into the corner.
Well, it looks like Mario just really got a little too far out there. He got a little bit into the wet stuff. I don't know, maybe little Al might have touched him. That was pretty close. From that camera angle, it's very difficult to tell.
It's so difficult ever to tell, as I'm very sure can attest to, whether you actually did hit a fellow or not when you're running in tight quarters. Let's take a look at it in the high camera there. And
it's very difficult to tell, but I wouldn't be surprised if little Al might have just barely touched him there.
And yet, as we watch those replays, the one thing I was impressed with was the fact that as he began to spin, Mario Andretti was looking to his right, seeing where little Al was. So obviously they were in close quarters and knew that something was about to give.
Well, either that.
You know from the race at Vancouver what a powerful, what a strong car that Dalmor chassis can be. If they can get it restarted, then in theory he in fact could move on. Johnny Rutherford in the pace car holding the cars back as they come onto the front stretch, and now they're ready to go into the pits, and Michael Andretti wasn't happy with that acceleration. I think he was surprised, feeling that Rahal in fact got past the pace car. Let's go to Gary Gerald.
Bobby Rahal had a hard time finding his pit. He had to really hit the brakes hard, lock them up. Now he's away. A couple of the crewmen fall as he burns out of here in just under 9 seconds. But the problem for him was getting into the pit. Let's see if he was able to protect the lead.
Taking advantage of the yellow, Michael Andretti also stops. Smooth stop for Michael as well. So Bobby Rahal in and out of the pits. Michael's position. In third place, Al Unser Jr. Emerson Fittipaldi is fourth. Bobby Rahal is fifth. Ari Leyendyke runs in sixth place now. And all beginning to meet back up into the same fight. At the front of the field, it's still Michael. He's led from the green flag, but now Mears wants to dispute that situation as Mears flies past on the inside and for the moment has first place. Michael tries to hold on, but Mears definitely quicker as he comes off the corner, and Mears picks up first.
We had a great shot of Michael exiting turn 2. He had a little bobble of oversteer, just the slightest little lift. Mears draws up behind him, pulls out into the slipstream, and wham, straight away takes the position. Look at the lead he has now after one lap.
Al Unser Jr. now coming up to challenge Michael Andretti. Rick Mears at the front of the field. Michael drops back.
And I think Rahal, barring a mistake, is home and dry. White flag comes
out. One more lap to go. Emerson Fittipaldi raising his hand. He has a problem, Derek.
I'm not sure whether he has a problem.
Let's go to Pancho Carter. Maybe he can tell us. Pancho.
And Rick Mears just said he'd run out of fuel earlier. Emo is slowly going, shaking his car. It looks as though possibly he has run out of fuel too. He's just pulling off onto the inside here, and we'll see what Kevin Cogan can see from his vantage point.
This is the most frustrating day for Emerson. You can see he is absolutely livid with the car, with whatever has caused him to run out of fuel. He put on the big effort.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah, when Emerson came by here, he was short shifting, trying to save fuel. Obviously, it was starting to run out earlier that lap. He had quite a bit of a distance between him and Rahal at that point.
So Rick Mears out of fuel, and Emerson Fittipaldi, who was second, also runs out of fuel on the white flag lap as he was about to come down to take it. Meanwhile, here's the checkered flag, and Bobby Rahal has won the Marlboro Challenge. And
Will just hurt visibility that much more.
Well, it does, but actually it takes a little of the strategy out. I was waiting to see what was going to happen as the track was starting to dry a little bit, but now I think it's going to even it out again, and it's going to be just anybody's race still.
That battle for third continues, going to the outside and getting by is Al Unser Jr. Now he tries to he takes measure of Danny Sullivan. He looks to the inside here. What will it be as they go down in deep into the corner? Goes Al Unser Jr. A great move into those S's.
That was a great move. He's very aggressive when it comes down time to put it all on the line. He's very, very good. He might not be the best qualifier, but I'll tell you, he really stands on it during the race.
Can you hold it?
You can see, too, that the rest of the field, while running single file at the moment, is strung out right behind the leaders. One of the advantages of a race of great drivers is that there's no slow machine. You're not overcoming some slower moving cars.
That's true, Paul, and it's an opportunity for everybody to go to the nth degree. It's just like Emerson said there. It's a chance for the top drivers to go flat out, very hard, all day, all the way. Here's Al Unser making a move on the outside. What a
look at that. Under braking, he darts to the outside, holds it in there. That's terrific.
Mears sure didn't want to give up that spot, but he had to.
You know, that brings into question now the relative ability of these two chassis, the PC-18 of Rick Mears and the Lola chassis that is underneath Al Unser Jr. You would really think that given the performance of the season that Rick's car would perform better at that point.
Well, you'd think so, but I think there's something called dollars, about 250,000 of them, Paul, here, that Al Unser Jr. certainly has his sights on. Look at this.
They were coming downhill. Little Al just really tucked it in, moved to the outside. Rick is already under braking. I don't think little Al touched his brakes until he started to turn in.
It sure didn't look like it. He was very late braking there, but the car stuck. It worked. I'm surprised on the outside that he was able to pull that off.
So he moves up to second place and now can begin a pursuit of Michael Andretti, who as Emo slows on the course. Danny Sullivan able to get around Emo. Emo tries to shake the car back and forth as he continues to lose positions coming down the hill. Teo Fabi trying to get Bobby Rahal. Boy, take a look at that one.
Man, that was a classic block if I ever saw one. He pulled right in front of him.
Little fight for third place there as Bobby Rahal will finish it in third. Al Unser Jr. wins, followed by Sullivan, and look at that. Boy, there's some anger there. Al Unser Jr. wins, Danny Sullivan second, Bobby Rahal third, and Teo Fabi fourth in the Marlboro Challenge.
Noteworthy incident involved two drivers who've had great success in this race course. Bobby Rahal, four-time winner. Teo Fabi, a winner in his rookie IndyCar season. It came on the last lap of the Marlboro Challenge. Coming to the checkered flag, Rahal, nursing an ailing engine, held off Fabi for third place. Teo burst on by. As they got to turn two, Teo dramatically slowed. He was rear-ended hard by Rahal. Fortunately, minor damage, no injuries, but kart officials were not happy. They have fined both drivers substantially, and they placed Teo Fabi on a 6-race probation through the start of the 1990 racing season, meaning that if there's a reoccurrence of such incidents, he could be subject to further disciplinary action, either a stiffer fine or possibly even a suspension. Something that both drivers will have to keep in mind now as we start this event. And ironically, Rahal starts inside row 3, and right in front of him is Teo Fabi inside row 2. Paul?
Make up still. Michael has done it in the past. Can he do it again? As once again the last pass up the hill now. They make that left-hand turn and continue their climb. Almost 300 200 feet in elevation difference between the bottom of the course and up here at the top, and Michael Andretti is very definitely closing in. The blind corner just ahead. There's the corkscrew. Michael slaps it down the hill. He continues to try and catch Rick Mears. It's going to be very, very close. The crews look to see them come out from under this bridge, and there they see Rick Mears still has the lead, but Michael is still closing in. The Marlboro Challenge about to be decided in Laguna Seca, and for Rick Mears, $445,000 if he can just hold on. He climbs on the pit straight. He's out of fuel. He slows down. Michael Andretti comes around him, and Michael Andretti on the last straightaway picks up the race, the checkered flag, and the lead. What could possibly have happened to Rick Mears? A missed gear, a faltered fuel, who knows what it is?
My word, give me a minute here to catch my breath and try and feel my heart here. I can't believe, look at the dejection on Roger Penske's face. I can only think it must have been a missed gear. Unbelievable finish.
If it were a $200,000 mistake for Rick Mears. I'm wondering what he's saying. Roger Penske has already taken off the radio communications. And remember, in 1987, Bobby Rahal won the challenge, went on to a championship. Is that what Michael's thinking here? Chris Mears? Well, she can't believe it.
We said it earlier, Paul. It will be difficult for Michael to win this race unless Rick makes a mistake. I'm not saying he made a mistake, but he did do something. Something went wrong and handed it to Michael. I bet he can't believe his luck. Just watch what happens here.
Look again here. This is the last corner of the race.
Now Rick actually accelerates, then he slows. Look at Michael, almost hits him. Those rear wheels slide sideways. Then Rick gets it back in gear. Look what happens. Leaves black streaks. I think it was a gearbox problem.
And it cost Rick Mears $255,000. How did it look to Michael? Let's remember, as he was coming down the hill, he's pretty well assuming that, well, he's going to go right on through and just win the race.
Now Michael has got his gear chosen. Once he gets on the power, now Rick is stalled. Boom! Swerves out to the inside, misses him, and picks up an extra $105,000 in about, what, second and a half?
Oh, not long at all. Let's go down.
Nobody wants to give up anything because there's a lot of money involved, even for 4th and 5th spot.
We can count the laps on 2 fingers. There are less than 2 laps to go, and it is Michael Andretti looking to pick off where he ended last year here in Miami when he won the race. And here's Al Jr. going to the inside.
Oh, he almost
slammed the door.
He did lose it. He's going to hit. He did lose it.
Hitting very hard is Al Unser Jr.
There's a tremendous amount of water. That was right in front of us here, and there's actually running water across the track, and Al ran just a couple feet offline.
And there's the look from the team, and there's the look from the race car. Through turn 9, as we said all day, you can run literally flat out if you're operating well. And they say close is only good in horseshoes and hand grenades, and close was not good enough for Al Unser Jr. today. He has crashed badly in turn 9. The yellow station is being shown in turn 9, and now it's all Michael Andretti in these final few laps of the Marlboro Challenge. The pressure is off of Andretti. Just let it all hang out and try to take the lead and watch what happens.
An aggressive little Al just tried a place he'd never been before on the track, and the water was a little bit deeper than he reckoned for.
Now you want to take a look and ride with a driver when he has a problem like this in turn 9, watch this. And his hopes and dreams and aspirations of the winner's check in the Marlboro Challenge went up with busted fiberglass. Al Unser Jr.